behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a great interview coming up shortly. But as always, don't forget about the subscribe and bell buttons below you there. And anytime you do that, you'll get notified of any new episodes. And leave a comment on the comment section if you like. We'd love to hear from you there. And check out the description part for the contact info. And we'll be repeating that again at the closing credits at the end of the show. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Houston, Texas today, we have Ron Barrett, a very awesome country artist. I think you're really going to love him, and we're going to get to that in a second, but first here's a quick word from the Caden Gordon Show. So don't go away, we'll be right back, right after this.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Houston, Texas today, we have Ron Barrett. Thanks for joining us, Ron.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to have you here. Well, how did it all get started for you? I mean, have you always wanted to be an artist since you were real little? Maybe it came much later. I mean, tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear your story.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've wanted to be an artist all my life. I guess you might say I came out of the womb singing. I was a very artistic kid and just always sang, and I loved country music from a very early age, from as early as I could remember. I've always been singing and playing. Me and my sister sang together a lot, and me and my dad, he would be driving down the road in the truck, and he'd put on a song, and I'd sing along with it. And then, it just always was in my blood. It was just always one of those things that I just loved to do. I loved being an entertainer. My mom told me a story not too long ago about a time when I was a little kid in kindergarten or preschool. Actually, I think she said I was in preschool, and she came to pick me up from preschool, and I was sitting in front of all the kids singing and entertaining them, and they were all just sitting there just watching me sing and do my thing. And so yeah, from as far back as I can remember, that's the only thing I've ever really just loved to do. It's what I always wanted to do in my life. And then as I got older, I picked up the guitar, started learning how to play that. And then I started learning how to put words together to write music and write my songs. And it just kind of always was just a big passion of mine, and it's one of those things where when I'm playing, singing, playing my guitar, I'm up on stage, the world just kind of disappears, and all the problems that I have disappear, and it's just the music and me. And I guess it's always been an outlet also, stress relief and everything else. So yeah, it's just a huge passion of mine.
Okay, well, you're really good at what you do. I hope you have a bunch of years ahead of you there. And
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Well, what are some of the influences that really help motivate you to be the artist you are today? I'm sure a few of the legends come to mind.
Oh man, I have so many influences. I've mentioned my influences on some other interviews that I've done, but the more I think about it, the more I have to say that I had such a broad range of people or artists in my life that influenced my music, from rock and roll to R&B to Motown to soul to rap to you name it. I've listened to everything, and I enjoy a little bit of all kinds of music, even going to Chopin and Bach, and Beethoven. I mean, believe it or not, even those artists, inspired me. And I guess I couldn't just pin all of my influences on one or two or three artists because they come from so many. But I'd have to say that if I had to just, give you kind of a narrow idea as far as the country scene is concerned, it would definitely be around the George Strait, Garth Brooks, George Jones, Kenny Rogers, those guys. I mean, I had a lot of influences from those guys. And then the rock and roll scene, Nickelback and Stained, and guys like that. Three Doors Down. I really enjoyed all their music, and so I just kind of blended a little bit of '90s country with modern country, with my rock and roll and soul influences, some of my Motown influences. I just kind of put it all together.
Yeah, those are some great bands. You mentioned Straight Jones and Kenny Rogers, all of them. They even a couple of the alternative bands, from the '90s, like you mentioned, like Stain. Yeah, those are all great bands, and it's good to see that you're well-rounded in genres, not just one particular one. So that's also pretty good there.
Yes.
Well, people after watching this video will be playing a couple minutes. People might want to get more of your stuff. Do you have it on streaming media? Are you on social media? Do you have an official website? I mean, tell everybody where we can find you.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can find me on my official website. It's www.ronbarrettmusic.com. And I'm also on Spotify and all the streaming platforms out there. You can find me. You can find me on YouTube. Pretty much any place that you stream music, you can find my music. And I also have we also have Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, all the socials. We're on all of that. So yeah, just any place you want to find me, just look up Ron Barrett Music, and you can find me there.
Okay. Well, go to those sites he just told you about, and even the streaming sites. Download his music. I know he would really love you for that.
Absolutely.
And the name of the song is actually called "Bad Luck." It sounds self-explanatory, but tell us a little story about this song.
So this song, it kind of came to me some years ago. I was working this job, and the ex that I was with, me and her were fighting all night long. We were having some problems, and I decided that, my dad, he told me whenever I was young, he said, look, if you ever get in a fight, with your person, with your significant other, just make sure that you don't go to bed mad. Just you got to fight it out or work it out. Whatever you got to do, you just stay up until it's all resolved, and then you can get some sleep. It doesn't help anything to go to sleep when you're angry. And so I was like, okay, so that, I was taking his advice, and I ended up being up all night long. Nothing got resolved. Ended up being late for work. So I got in my truck because I knew I had to get to work. And by the time I got there, the boss man wasn't really happy with me, and he said, hey, look, you're gonna have to just go home. You're too late to be here right now. So I got back in my truck, and I was driving this old beat up clunker at the time. It was a 1979 Datsun pickup truck. It was really good on gas mileage. Man, that thing was ugly. It was a kind of a pink color because it was red and the sun had bleached it pink. Anyway, I got in that truck, and I was always having mechanical problems in it. And so I started driving down the road, and it broke down on me. And I thought, man, ain't this just a perfect day? I was fighting all night with my ex-wife, and, now here I am, just got fired. Now, my truck just broke down. What else am I going to do today? What else, and I just thought, I knew this little bar that was right up the road. And I said, I'm just going to go in there, make a phone call, maybe get a tow truck out here, pick me up. Well, after I got in there, I just realized, you know what? I'm just going to hang out for a little while. And the next thing you know, a couple hours turned in, to a few more hours, and then a few more hours turned into a few more. I had buddies that came in. We ended up sitting there partying all night long. And so I pulled out a pen and a pad, and I just started writing down this song. I was like, you know what? Out of everything I've had to deal with today, I just want to drink away this bad luck. And the song was born. There it was. And so I started perfecting it through the years. And then about 6 months ago, we actually tracked it. And once we tracked the song, I was like, yeah, I love this song. This is one of my favorites.
Well, that's quite a story there. Sorry that you had that bad luck, by the way. But
well, it's a part of life. You have those days like that. You just got to deal with them.
Yeah, I hear you. And I have watched this video a few times. I really love it, and I know you guys out there are gonna love it too. And we'll get to that in a second. But Ronald, I thank you so much for being on the show today. Come back anytime you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have you back on sometime.
That sounds great. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And here it is, "Bad Luck" by Ron, and it begins right now.
We were up all night having another fight. about the bills and her mom and who's wrong and who's right. My dad always said don't go to bed mad, so these days I don't get no sleep. Now it's 7 o'clock and I'm late to the job. Boss told me get my shit and leave. No severance pay, all that I can say. It's gonna be one of those days. And I'm 4 beers and I got a bottle of Crown. Tonight I wanna burn this place to the ground. My life's a fucking mess, Lord knows I try my best, but I always seem to come up short. Wishing, thinking, swinging, missing, riding, falling, rushing off and getting back upon a horse. I fight like hell and I never give up, but tonight I'm gonna try and drink away this bad luck. These old boots will walk a many miles, and I put some more on them today. When this old truck died on the side of 45, and I still owe money to the bank. What else could go wrong? My life's a country song. Why can't I just get a damn break? Now I'm down in the beer, wondering how I got here. Yeah, it's been one hell of a day. And now I'm a case and a second bottle of Crown. Tonight I'm burning this damn place to the ground. My life's a fucking mess, Lord knows I try my best, but I always seem to come up short. Wishing, thinking, swinging, missing, riding, falling, rushing off and getting back upon a horse. I fight like hell and I never give up, but tonight I'm gonna try and drink away this bad luck. Well, I spent all I had at the bank, so I could stay right here and drink. Now I need another round, bartender shut me down, trying to keep from burning this whole place to the ground. My life's a fucking mess, Lord knows I try my best, but I always seem to come up short. Wishing, thinking, swinging, missing, riding, falling, rushing off and getting back upon a horse. I fight like hell and I never give up, but tonight I'm gonna try and drink away this bad luck. This bad luck.